So I have literally just walked in the door back home from my buddy's wedding, and I don't even know what to tell you guys. I don't even know what to say. Belal Muhammad, yes, Belal, I will remember his name, okay? I think that is the least I can do at this point. He just shocked the world. I mean, he just beat Leon Edwards. Now, I genuinely think you could have a discussion about round 1 of that fight. I mean, it's clear Leon Edwards won round 5. I mean, no question. He busted up Belal bad at the end of that round with some monster elbows. And according to the judging criteria, whoever is getting their opponent closer to potentially ending the fight is the one who won the round. All right, so, of course, round 5 goes to Leon. Round 3 goes to Leon with the body triangle. I think there's a real argument round 1 goes to Leon, but regardless, nobody, and I'm telling you, nobody in their right mind thought Belal Muhammad had a chance during this fight. Because for the very, very simple fact that Leon Edwards, in his last 3 fights, has fought essentially somebody with the exact same game plan as Belal. All right, in Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, and Belal Muhammad. I mean, he fought Belal Muhammad at 32 years old. Belal Muhammad theoretically in his prime, and Leon had him on the back foot constantly. Belal could not get any respect with his striking, and he was getting tooled up for pretty much the entirety of that fight. But Belal in this fight, he really, it's just he did it. He did it, and the way he did it was just, no matter what was going on, he was in Leon's face. He was marching him down, backing him up to the fence. Because, a big factor of Belal's game is the fact that he's ridiculously durable. All right, now, I have brought this up many, many times, but Belal Muhammad is one of the few people on this planet who has been through puberty twice in his adult life, and I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all. I want to make that 100% clear. This is something I've always said about Belal. I think it's just important to point out exactly why he has success with his skill set, and that is for the fact that he's extremely durable, and he used that in this matchup beautifully. In fact, he weaponized his durability. I mean, in the past, Belal has always been known for his, defensive skill set. But no, in this matchup, he used his durability and turned that into an offensive weapon. Because Belal, he did not spend a second of this fight on the back foot. When you go back and you look at his first fight with Leon Edwards, the fight opens up and Leon just holds the center. And Belal could not get respect with his striking. He was forced to fight on the outside where it was really difficult to set up any takedowns effectively. And, he was just getting picked apart the entire time. But this time, no, Belal just walked him down. He just got right in his face, stayed right on him, and Leon just would back up all the way to the fence, and he did not have any ability to get any respect with his boxing. I mean, he just wasn't. Honestly, it's a very, very smart strategy from Belal because Leon is not known for having one-punch knockout power. So, on his side, there's not an enormous amount of risk walking at Leon, and it completely negates Leon's kicks. So, Leon is backed up against the fence, and he wasn't moving. He wasn't going side to side trying to shake Belal off and circle back to the center. He was forced to cover up because Belal is just peppering him constantly. And because his hands are up, it just opened up the takedowns. In round 5, that was the first round that Leon really said, okay, I am not getting backed up. I'm going to try to do everything I can to hold the center. He was throwing bombs, and Belal shot from out in the open, and that got defended easily because Leon was just able to get his hips back. But when you're up against the fence, the only way to really defend the takedown from there is by getting underhooks. But because Leon was just standing there stationary covering up, I mean, he was completely helpless to stop the takedowns. See, and something I have talked about on this channel many, many times by now is the fact that recently we've seen in MMA that strikers are starting to have more success than wrestlers. And what I attribute that to is the fact that in order to wrestle effectively in MMA, you need to be able to close distance effectively. But strikers are so much better at managing the distance than wrestlers are. It's why Leon was able to beat Colby Covington. It's why he was beating Belal in the first fight. But this time, no, Belal was the one dominating the space between them. He just wasn't allowing Leon to have any of it, and it allowed his game to open up so much. Something that I had actually brought up in my initial breakdown for Leon versus Belal, which at the time I was bringing it up just as a complete joke. I mean, I was grasping at straws, trying to find some talking point about why Belal might be able to give Leon some issues, but it actually ended up playing a big role in this fight, was the fact that Belal can shoot good traditional double legs. See, Kamaru Usman, because his knees were so mangled, the only way he could really get deep on takedowns was by reaching for single legs. But Belal, no, he gets low and he shoots on you, and it allows him to get very deep on shots that are difficult to defend. And when he had Leon backed up to the fence, I mean, these opened up beautifully. He was getting his hands locked, and he seemed so physically strong in these exchanges. Picking Leon up with the high crotch and dumping him on his head, and every single time he took him down, Leon would just turtle, and Belal slid both his hooks in, getting a body triangle. And that's just something we've never really seen from Belal before. And the reason why those back takes were opening up for him, it was because he wasn't dragging Leon down from up against the fence. I mean, he was taking him down and moving him away from the fence. So Leon wasn't able to keep one of his hips blocked. So, Belal was able to get both his hooks in. And that's kind of crazy. Still, Belal didn't really show any new improvements in terms of being able to finish a fight, but he found a way to weaponize his durability. I think that is the main takeaway here, because something about Belal that I've said in the past was all of his best aspects are defensive, right? He was never known for being able to be a really high-level offensive wrestler, just because, again, he had trouble closing distance effectively. And his striking defense was always pretty good, but not his striking offense. But now he's found a way to weaponize his durability. He's found a way to stand right in front of you, and he knows he can take whatever you're dishing out, and he's just going to never stop throwing, and he's going to smother you. He found a way to weaponize all of his defensive capabilities and turn it into offense. And I give him respect for it. I honestly do. Now, I actually genuinely think Leon didn't fight a terrible fight. I think he had, like I said, some moments on the feet. I think he did have some good reversals from Belal's body triangles. And like I said, with about 10 seconds left in the fight, he landed some monster elbows on Belal. But at the end of the day, I really do think he kind of just got exposed here. His boxing, it's not super high level. It just isn't. He wasn't really able to set anything up. He was not able to get Belal off of him. And if you're unable to do that against a strong, durable guy, at the very least, you need really high-level movement. He should have been constantly circling, constantly feinting, not letting himself get backed up, but he just was. And, Belal Muhammad is the welterweight champion. I don't know what to say about that. Belal Muhammad is now our welterweight champion, and now what? Now, I guess he fights Shavkat. Does he beat Shavkat? I don't know. I sure give him a lot more respect than I have before, because he really switched up his game plan, and he took Leon where he was the worst. And, I guess I'm on the Belal Muhammad hype train, and I've officially ordered another 6'3" cardboard cutout that I'm going to put right next to Charles of Belal Muhammad, because, he fucking deserves it after that performance. Right? That's the least I can do. I've been calling this guy the wrong name for years now. All right, and now I gotta respect him, I guess. Now I gotta respect him.